2022 Audi R8 Review. The 2022 Audi R8 is a sleek and powerful V10-powered performance car from the automaker's storied Audi Sport division. This is the same group that's been building performance Audis since the early 1980s. In addition to the R8 coupe and drop-top R8 Spyder, the saints in Audi Sport have blessed us with cars such as the Audi 5 Rupees coupe, RS Q8 SUV and the wicked Audi 6 Rupees Avant wagon. The second-gen R8 coupe and Spyder have gotten a number of updates over the years, including updated styling and extra horsepower in 2020 for all-wheel drive models and more affordable rear-wheel drive models in 2021. For 2022, the base rear-wheel drive models get a bump in power too, up 30 horsepower and 8 pound-feet of torque over last year's model. The R8 may look exotic with its mid-engine layout, sharp styling and wonderful exhaust note, but it's a surprisingly practical and comfortable car in day-to-day driving. Like the Porsche 911, the R8 feels just as at home cruising city streets as it does blasting up and down a winding road. We really don't have many complaints, though we do wish the R8 was available with some of the latest tech and driver aids Audi offers in other models. Besides the Porsche 911, the R8 competes against sports cars including the Mercedes-AMG GT, Acura NSX and the BMW M8. Each one has its own feel and character, and there's honestly not a bad one in the bunch. But the R8, with its naturally aspirated V10 engine, still shines bright thanks to Audi's continuous updates since its debut. The Audi R8 V10 performance easily earns high scores, and not just because it's a performance powerhouse. Its athleticism doesn't come at the expense of refinement or drivability, and its lustworthy status is upheld through craftsmanship and technology, justifying a $200,000 price tag. The higher-performing R8 performance gives up some comfort and niceties, which is why we suggest checking out the base R8. The Audi R8 V10 performance delivers the performance expected of an exotic sports car. Acceleration is otherworldly, reaching 60 miles per hour in only 3.0 seconds. Handling is also unflappable, and the brakes are consistent and trustworthy. What's surprising, though, is how easy it is to explore its incredible capabilities and how pleasant it drives when you're not dropping the hammer. Besides the power, braking and grip, the R8's steering contributes a lot to the overall experience, with appropriate effort at low and high speeds, quick responses, and a decent amount of feedback. Comfort doesn't suffer as a result of the R8's impressive performance capabilities. The ride quality is appropriately stiff but not jarring. It has just enough compliance to filter out harsh impacts, and the standard R8's adaptive suspension should give an even broader range. The interior is also praiseworthy for its ability to keep road and wind noise at bay, allowing you to enjoy the glorious V10 growl. We really only knock the R8 performance for the sport seats that have no seatback adjustments. The side bolstering is also a bit too aggressive, which could be problematic for wider-bodied passengers. The seats in the base R8 are more accommodating but slightly less sporty. The sleek, understated design blends with high technology for a modern cabin that's easy to acclimate to. Getting in doesn't require any contortions, but the low seats and roofline, combined with a wide side sill, will require a bit more effort from taller occupants. For the average-size driver, the aggressive seats and cockpit will fit like a tailored suit, but larger occupants might feel as if things have shrunk a bit in the wash. The R8 gives the sensation of a more spacious coupe, with a simple dash and no central infotainment screen. Functions typically operated through touchscreens are moved to the instrument panel and controlled by numerous steering wheel controls. Audi's MMI infotainment system remains one of the best in the industry for its wide array of functions and ease of use. Some people, though, may be initially thrown off by having almost all functions run through the instrument panel instead of secondary screens. Some of the more advanced safety features are absent, but in an engaging sports car like this, they're not missed. Sports cars aren't regarded for their practicality, and mid-engine cars typically come up shorter than others in this area. Cargo room and interior storage are limited in the R8, but there's enough space to stow bags for a weekend getaway for two. The narrow but deep front trunk holds about 8 cubic feet and can accommodate a small carry-on suitcase or a couple of duffel bags. There is also a narrow shelf behind the seats, but it's not quite as accommodating as the one in the Porsche 911. Interior storage is scarce, with a few small bins and shallow pockets to store your personal items. The EPA estimates fuel economy at 15 mpg combined. We averaged 19.9 mpg on our 115-mile mixed driving evaluation route. That's a good sign, but driving efficiently requires extraordinary restraint. Our overall average was a more dismal 13.3 mpg. Other sports cars are more frugal with fuel. The R8 can cost as much as a nice condo. But as a wise person once said, you can sleep in a car, but you can't drive a house. What you get for the money is one of the most technologically advanced sports cars that'll make you feel like $1 million. That's a great ROI. All materials are top shelf, and the R8 feels as if it was carved out of a single block of aluminum. Every button and knob has a solid weight and movement to it, which showcases the best of what Audi can do. The Audi R8 of May get points deducted for convenience and seat comfort, but the payoff in performance and entertainment far outweighs those factors. Sports cars like this are built to exhilarate, and the R8 delivers with a heady dose of acceleration and ultra-confident handling. The Audi R8 is more of a stealth fighter among its flashier exotic kin, even with its 10-cylinder engine exposed under glass. Its design looks refined and purposeful, and the R8 would be equally in its element parked in front of an opera house or rolling through the paddock of a racetrack.